Recorded books and one-click digital present. The Cave and the Light. Plato versus Aristotle and the Struggle for the Soul of Western Civilization by Arthur Herman, narrated by Paul Hecht and directed by Erica Jensen.
Prologue. The School of Athens. A quote from Giorgio Vasari, Life of Raphael of Urbino. There are Plato and Aristotle, and around them is a great school of philosophers. He was a provincial boy, a painter like his father. Everyone recognized that Raphael Sanzio had extraordinary artistic talent. Talent, as his fellow painter Vasari later said, more like a god than a man. At 16, and with his father's encouragement, he moved from his sophisticated but small hometown of Urbino to work with the Umbrian master Pietro Perugino, and then to Florence, the city of the Medici. What he found there was a visual and artistic feast. Raphael spent days and nights examining the works of his two great elders, Michelangelo and Leonardo, which, according to Vasari, inspired him to study even more intensely so he could raise his skills closer to their exalted level. However, Raphael's big break came in 1508, when a letter arrived from another Urbino native, the architect Bramante, inviting him to work for the Pope in Rome. In 1508, Rome was Western Europe's most revered city. It was the former capital of an ancient empire and the center of the contemporary art scene. Pope Julius II had come to the throne of St. Peter 5 years earlier, determined to remake the city in his own grandiose image and to use the revived classical style of the ancient Greeks and Romans to do it. He had commissioned Bramante to create a design for the new St. Peter's Basilica, which was to be larger and more ornate than any church in Christendom. Bramante also supervised a host of other artistic projects at the behest of Pope Julius. In 1508, money and an appetite for grand artistic visions were plentiful in Rome. That meant big opportunities for a talent like Raphael. Bramante and the Pope had already engaged the best artists in Italy. When Raphael arrived in the Eternal City, Michelangelo Buonarroti was just starting to set up the scaffolding for painting a series of frescoes for the ceiling in the Sistine Chapel. The bearded, brooding Florentine was 34 in the prime of life and at the height of his creative powers. He was still furious that Pope Julius had pulled him off the project.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?